The following interview is with Kathleen at 11 a.m. Central Time.
Hi, Brooke.
Hi there. How are you, Kathleen?
I'm very well. How are you?
Excellent.
Good. I'm just going to go right ahead into the lead-in and then straight to the questions, okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
3, 2, 1. There was a time when men's sexual problems got all the attention. These days are over. Women's sexual health has been making headlines lately, but there's still much more women need to know. Joining us today to talk about women's sexual health issues, which impact women of all ages, is Brooke Haught, Clinical Director of the Women's Institute for Sexual Health. Welcome, Brooke.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great. I have some questions. Are there current shifts in attitudes towards women's sexual health, and why is it taking so long to discuss these issues?
There are absolute shifts in women's sexual health right now, and I attribute that a lot to the recent FDA approval of multiple medications for both sexual desire but also with pelvic pain, or vaginal pain due to menopausal changes. And this has opened up communication lines as well as further research opportunities for women's sexual health. And the reason it has taken so long is because, you know, men have very specific sexual complaints, and the medications that are on the market right now they benefit very objective changes that occur with sexual dysfunction in men. And it's very easy for critics to say, you know, if I can't see something or I can't objectively measure it, then it doesn't exist. And unfortunately, that is what has prevented the success of, moving forward in women's sexuality over the years. But finally, the FDA has said, has understood that through validated questionnaires and other methods of objective testing, that women do have distressing medical conditions that can lead to sexual complaints. And these are true medical entities. Now, at the same time, while there is such a prevalence of sexual dysfunction in women, not all women have a biologic condition that leads to sexual dysfunction. There's a slew of different potential components that can cause sexual complaints in women, and we really have to do a comprehensive and holistic review of women and evaluation to really decide what is the cause for their symptoms. So with that being said, even though we have these advances in medicine right now, it's not a one-size-fits-all protocol, and women need to be considered from an individual standpoint.
Well, why have women been reluctant to talk about these issues?
Sexuality can be embarrassing for some women, and other women feel that they're alone, that they're the only ones dealing with these issues. But yet multiple huge surveys have shown that upwards of 50% of women report sexual complaints. This is even more prevalent than what men report, which is about 31%. So yet while we have all of these treatment options for men and we have all of this media for men, there are actually more women that are suffering in silence with these sexual conditions than men.
What are the most common sexual issues for women at various stages of their lives?
So younger women, actually I see women of all age categories, to be honest, anywhere from 18 all the way up to 90 and 100 years old. And younger women have issues related to sex drive, arousal, orgasm, and pain, a lot of times tied into long-term birth control pill use, maybe sexual trauma, breastfeeding, having young children. But then the women, after they hit menopause, there are major changes that occur within the body that can lead to a variety of different issues, and that includes moderate to severe dyspareunia or painful intercourse due to tissue changes from low estrogen. And, a lot of women don't attribute this to menopause because they think about hot flashes and night sweats as being menopause. A lot of times those symptoms subside right around the time that the vaginal tissue changes begin that leads to painful intercourse. And as that starts to occur, women think, gosh, something's going on, but they don't always seek care because they're not attributing it to menopause. And if they do attribute it to menopause, they think, well, gosh, hormones are the only way to go. And if they're not a candidate for hormones or they don't want to use hormones, once again, they think there's nothing that's available for them. And the beautiful thing about all of this is that there are non-hormonal FDA-approved treatment options for moderate to severe dyspareunia due to menopause. And what that takes, it requires an office consult, a communication with a medical provider, that's knowledgeable about these issues. And once a diagnosis can be established, a lot of times a successful treatment option can be initiated for these women.
Well, where can women go for more information?
There are a couple of great resources. One of my favorite is painfulsexaftermenopause.com. And another one for both professionals as well as the general public is iswish.org, which is spelled ISSWSH. And that's an international organization that has resources to locate a provider anywhere in the United States or even in the world that specializes in sexual medicine so that an appropriate referral can be made.
Well, thank you very much, Brooke. You've given us a lot of information.
Great. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay.